We started with a Fantasy and Fright concert, which featured some quotes from Frankenstein. A presentation that I gave at the Steam Cafe where I talked about Mary Shelley and her history and why the novel is important, and some interpretation of how this is really a STEAM book. It's really kind of saying, hey, we need the humanities or we make mistakes. And then we had a book discussion at the Doll with the community. We had several trials. My first year students put Victor on trial for whatever crimes they decided to put him on. He was determined to be innocent in all 3 trials, interestingly enough. And then we had 2 film showings. I think it's because of the versatility of the text and that it can be taught in so many different situations or applied to so many different situations. Like, we're reading in our class to understand the history of the Gothic and that whole tradition and what things have changed in that period. My first year students are reading it in their class because we can think about, what arguments exist in the text, who's making an argument, what strategies are they using to make an argument. So we can look at the rhetorical strategies that they'll be using in their papers. We can think about it in terms of medicine and ethics, but we can also think about it in terms of how is difference constructed? How do we look at people who are different? How do we as a society kind of adapt so that similar things don't happen? So in our class we talked about the Frankenstein complex, this idea, and the Frankenstein network also, this idea that we all know what Frankenstein is, even if we haven't read the book, even if we haven't seen a movie. It has this cultural significance for us. We recognize Frankenstein, which has, of course, been shifted from the scientist to the creature. I mean, there are Sesame Street clips about Frankenstein. Kids learn from a very early age who that is. For some reason, it has really caught hold of us in the culture in ways that I think even Dracula hasn't quite captured, and other texts certainly have not captured. Mary Shelley is taking a lot of the ideas. She does know about all the history of the Gothic. She's read all the books that we've read in our class. It's introducing that idea of science as scary or beyond understanding. It's using all of the kind of atmosphere that we've been talking about, but it's set in the present day. It is dealing with scientific experiments that are being attempted in that current period. So it is speaking directly to the contemporary period in ways that the Gothic didn't previously, right? The Gothic was always set faraway place, faraway time. We are safe from it. This text, we're not so safe from it, also has a very ambiguous ending. We don't actually know what happens to the creature at the end. He could be anywhere. No! No! Back from the dead.